What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I'm BlackPanthaa, and today I'm going to be basically giving my thoughts on a video that I watched, kind of combating some of the things that he said, because my thoughts aren't really the same, and they're probably the complete opposite way, because I think completely differently to this guy, because it's different. It's like a debate with myself, but no, debate with a video, so it's not really a live debate, but you get the idea. I'm going to basically go against what he said and combat it with my points that I've got and my stats and figures and whatever. But anyway, that's not the point. This video was by Mega Short Fuse, link will be in the description. If you haven't seen this video before, I recommend you watch it before you watch this video. So pause now, yeah, and then look in the description, you see that, click it, yeah, and then bring it up, there you go. And then watch that, and then come back. Yeah, got it. Alright, so it's by Mega Short Fuse, and it's saying why we don't need Underground 3. Now, one thing in this, title straight away, why we don't need Underground 3, no, we don't need Underground 3, but we need the style of game of Underground 3, and I'll explain why when I'm going through the points I've got to make today. At the beginning of the video, his first point that he made to try and persuade us that we don't need Underground 3, he was saying how Underground 1, 2, Most Wanted, Carbon, those era of games were only fun because of the whole tuna thing on a rise, and the only reason they existed was because the whole tuna thing was on the rise, and that is slightly true, but those games only exist because of that scene. That's true as well, because of the Fast and Furious. That's what it is. They were cashing in on those those films because there weren't any games for it, so why not literally make the Need for Speed, the Fast and Furious, it's similar names, so why not cash in? They did, and they did a fantastic job, because to this date, the Underground games are still the best-selling Need for Speed games in the whole series. Possibly, putting all those era of games together outsells the whole thing, completely. It is just insane how much Underground 2 sold. Anyway, his next point. So he was saying how Underground and all that era of games were only really successful because of the fact they had customization, very in-depth customization towards the end, with the fact that the handling and the control and the gameplay was fun overall. Those two parts made the games good. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but you're not really making much sense. I'll get into why in a second. So to his next point anyway, he was saying how Pro Street was bad because the customization was good, but the gameplay was bad. So he was kind of, validating his point that saying gameplay is everything, that sort of thing, which kind of, in my opinion, puts him off track at the same time, which I'll get to, as I said, in a few minutes. But first things first, I want to go over some things that he said about Undercover, which he didn't really seem to like. So the main point he made here towards the end is where I'm going to get into now. This is kind of the final part in where I'll wrap up what he said, and I will dig in and begin my feast among his soul. No, I'm not going to eat his soul, don't worry. So basically he was saying how he didn't enjoy Undercover. Now that's fine, he didn't enjoy it, that's totally fine. Not many people enjoyed Undercover, but that was compared to the earlier, Underground Racing Need for Speeds. But because I actually played the more recent Need for Speeds before finishing Undercover, Undercover to me was like God's gift. It was the original Need for Speeds with prettier graphics and better control, that sort of thing. I thought it was the spot-on game, handling and so on wise. Story mode wise, it wasn't as good, but it was still good. Progression was there, the thing that's been missing from Need for Speed a lot as of late. So to me, Undercover was a brilliant blast from the past, brought a lot of things back, especially because I was playing the other Need for Speed soundtracks as I was playing the game, so Most Wanted, Carbon, Underground, Underground 2, that sort of thing. It was really enjoyable to play that game because it was based on the original formula of the Need for Speeds that really got me into buying Need for Speed every year. But for you, you said you prefer Hot Pursuit, when you said the main reason you hate Undercover is because of rubber banding. Let me repeat myself for a second, so you understood. The main reason he hated Undercover was because of rubber banding. Yet his favourite game is Hot Pursuit. Now, the main reason people enjoyed Hot Pursuit was because of the rubber banding. The rubber banding that made you go head to head every single time. You were neck and neck with the racer every single time. All the AI were, at least one AI was next to you all the time. And that's because of the rubber banding. The rubber banding was made a lot easier because of the fact that they could literally have a straight road or one route that they have to follow. You know, there's not really anything that can change except traffic. They're following a straight road pretty much in AI terms. So all they have to do is notch up the speed a little bit and they've got to dodge traffic a bit quicker. Half the time they're not on screen, so they can go as fast as they want. And the rubber banding is the reason that people like that game a lot. Take the multiplayer for example. Here's a good one. The multiplayer actually introduced rubber banding into the Need for Speed series multiplayer. Yeah, it introduced it. Remember when you were so far back it gave you literally unlimited NOS until you overtook someone? Actually no, it let you carry on with stupid amounts of NOS even when you got past the person in first place. Can you remember that? You can? Good. I think we're on a good level now, don't you? So let's go back, scroll all the way back to what you said in your original point. You said the reason it was so popular is because of the fact that you had customization and it was a good blend with the brilliant driving of a Need for Speed game. Those two going in, fantastic. But you were saying how Hot Pursuit was one of your favourite and probably one of the best in a long time, or the best Need for Speed. I can't remember exactly what you said, but you said it was, you know, one of the best. No, it's not, because I did not feel any fun at any time of playing that game. Do you know why? Because as soon as I started that game, I had access to some of the best cars that were there. That is another reason as to why the gameplay of the original Need for Speed, you know, the ones where it kicked off, when I say that, I mean when it kicked off, Underground 2, is because of progression. You start with a small car, you end up with a big car, everybody loves you, you got a huge fan base. You start off with something crap, you end up making a masterpiece on the side of the car. There's so many reasons that are missing from the current day Need for Speed that the reasons why we did love the original Underground 2 Most Wanted Carbon games. Take a look at the new Most Wanted, for example. That kind of puts your idea into perspective. Now, keep in mind that this video was released before E3, before the new Most Wanted was announced. But let's keep it, as if this was a carry on just straight after this video, but Most Wanted was already out, let's say. So, Most Wanted. Was it good gameplay? No, it wasn't really, was it? Do you know why? Because I started the game and I found an SLS from the beginning of the fucking game. No progression. You could race against 10 people though, Theo. Oh, you race about 10 Most Wanted. Yeah, 10 Most Wanted. The cars that I could beat in a Ford Focus. The progression was gone. That was one of the main reasons we loved Need for Speed, because we loved the fact of starting from nowhere and getting to the top in our beautifully made cars that we've spent so much money, put so much effort into mastering our cars. Not just some stock ones that we were given for completing an event. And the only thing we can do is choose from some preset colours, like in Hot Pursuit. Yeah. So, I think pretty much everyone can agree that the gameplay is still of better standard in Underground 2 Most Wanted Carbon. It just is. There's no constant drifting, because when I drift, I want to feel like I've earned the drift. I want to feel like I've tried to get the drift, not literally tap the brake and I'm suddenly in a drift in where I can control it. Like, some arcade game that I paid 50p for down the beach. I just don't want that. I want to have to work with my car to get it how I want exactly. I don't want to pick up the controller and know how to master the game as soon as I pick it up. And that's what you seem to want. That is what all exotic guys seem to want. They want to pick up a $60 game, 40 quid game, and have all the cars ready available from the get-go. So you can start the game in a Bugatti Veyron, not modify it in any way at all, and just have fun, right? Driving down your straight roads, having lots of fun, doing absolutely nothing and earning absolutely nothing. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? I think you've heard enough of me. Basically, I think the level of gameplay, the level of replayability in the older Need for Speed was fantastic. I can go back to one of these games today and have so much fun, whereas if I go back to The Run, I'll be done in an hour. If I go back to Hot Pursuit, what the fuck am I even going to earn? If I go to the new Most Wanted, I'm going to have access to all the cars from the beginning. What am I going to do? I think you get my point. Just to add to the many reasons as to why we should get an Underground 3, I think, all I really needed to do is make this one statement when making this video, but I thought I'd go in a bit more detail just to make it a bit more fun to listen to and watch and so on. Because I think it's about fucking time we got Underground 3, or a spiritual successor to the good generation Need for Speeds. Underground 2, Most Wanted, Carbon, Hot Pursuit, fuck off. Those games that were really good, progression-wise, story-wise, starting from the bottom, getting to the top, that sort of thing. Why I think that? Look at the lineup of Need for Speeds. What I don't understand is these pro-exotic guys that don't want tuners, muscles and exotics. They only want exotics in Need for Speed. They've had that in Hot Pursuit. They had that in Most Wanted pretty much. Some of them enjoyed that new Most Wanted. Yeah, they enjoyed it. Mentalists. And you've also got Need for Speed Rivals, which is heavily focused on exotic cars. Why the fuck can we not next have an Underground? The amount of people that are commenting on those new trailers and so on, saying how we don't deserve this and we shouldn't get this, and because Need for Speed's roots, and let me just add, Need for Speed's roots, the original Need for Speed only had 2 exotic cars and the rest were Supras and NSX style cars. Cars that we want to see in Need for Speed. Thank you very much, you freaking... roots! Roots! You want to take it back to its roots? You don't want any cops, don't you? Yeah, that's what I thought, so shut up. Why we should get it? You've got your games. You're happy, you loved Hot Pursuit, you love Rivals. Hey, I like Rivals, but I don't love it as much as the exotic guys because I don't have the cars I really want to have access to. But I think it's time we have a go. Don't you? I think it's fair we at least have 1 or 2 games which we can enjoy. We have been thirsty since... How long? Exactly. How long have we been waiting for a game? How long have you been waiting for a game? Oh, what's that? You had one last year and the year before, and you've got one coming out this year? Exactly. Thank you very much. And I'm going to end it here. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you want me to go against anything that you think. I'm happy to go against some exotic guys that say how the roots of Need for Speed and all this, but make sure to let me know in the comments if you want to go against me. Send me a big message in the inbox if you want to make a big statement, and I'll go through it and I'll reply with what I think. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So like if you did enjoy, comments, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of these if it catches on, that kind of thing. But I think we can all agree, I think anyone can agree, that the level of gameplay and progression and just how much fun you can have and how much the value of money was a lot more in the underground games. I think we can all agree. I think we can. Oh, most wanted carbon, that kind of thing. Anyway, that's not the point. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, favourite, subscribe. I will see you in the next video, guys.